Now we will be working on our long document format. It is going to be annual report and it is going to be really long here. As you can see in this report here, let's have a quick little look at page after page, and we're going to start looking at the primary text frame, which is probably the most important thing to do when you're working with the long documents. Also, first thing you need to do, which is great, that is let's go and start working with the long document. First of all, and this is the long document that we have created, and it's going to be certainly long. Let's just view at it for a while. Preview. Okay, so I'm going to take a new document here. As you can see, this is the kind of document that has so many pages. That's around 26 page and it's having certain graphics, little effects and all that stuff. And I'm gonna close this for now. So let's start with the most important thing here, more presets we have. Here I'm going to choose millimeter and print letter. The most important thing is getting something called primary text frame set up, and to do it you need to do it at the document creation time. Also, you need to do it at the beginning. When you create a document, you can retrofit a document to make this work. It's just too hard, and actually I think it can be just done. So if you have an existing document you're finding it hard to work on, you can just copy and paste it into a new document that has a primary text frame setup. So let's go here into our new file, and we're going to do the US letter. Over here we are going to have facing pages on, and just because we are having the long page document, we're going to have side by side pages, and this is the magical button here, that is the primary text frame. We're going to have pages as 1 and we're going to have columns as 2. And let's change this to millimeters, and the gutter here would be 0.16 mm. I'm going to keep the gutter as a 16 mm. 16 mm. It's quite big. I'm going to have 0.6 inches. Let's change this to inches. Columns 2. In terms of margin, I'm gonna have top as, I'm gonna unlink this, 1.2. And that's just 1.2. Bottom will be 2 inches, and the sides are going to be 0.8 as well. Bleed, I want to have the bleed, that is going to be 0.125. From all the sides. That's 3 mm if you're using millimeters. Slug, I'm not going to use this time. I'm just going to go ahead and create. So we have this primary text frame that we have already here. Well, that's basically pre-made text box that goes into your parent page or master page. And the cool thing about that is, now let's just throw some placeholder text. File, place, and this long document format, show import options on, give open. Gutter is already matches the one set up in my new document, so it's kind of preloads it with a text box, and which is really cool. So now I'm gonna just remove the styles and formatting. Text tables, preserve styles formatting instead of reserve. Go ahead. Okay, and cursor, give OK, and the cursor is loaded. It's loaded as well. And it will automatically create the other pages as well. We have now 30 pages, and that's exactly 30. So that's the importance of using the primary text frame. Alternative to this is, let's say I'm going to create a new document. I'm going to use a letter with all the previous settings, inches. I'm going to use a recent one, this one here. Inches. Okay, this is the one. And instead of primary text frame, I'm going to just switch it off and I'm going to create that. So here there is no text box here. It's not a big deal. So I'm going to have to do a paragraph here, 2 columns, text, click and drag. Right? And I'm going to need a 2-column, match the width. I should remember what the width was. Maybe 2 columns, and the gutter would be, alright, that's about it. 0.6 something. Does work? It kind of displaces, so plus something. Okay, that kind of works. Okay, now it matches, and I can do that now. Place or use Control D shortcut, and I'm gonna import this, open, preserve, and give OK. Now I can just manually add more pages, and then I have to create a new text frame. Click and drag. I've created one text frame. So it does not create linked pages automatically like we did on the primary text frames option. So I'm going to go here. This is called the output. Click on this, click, and just click on here. And it will be continued right like so. Also, you have to do this settings as well. So you kind of have to do that. I'm just going to delete this, or maybe you can just go in here and choose this as some gutter spacing here. Okay, that's about it. And that's something you have to repeat for like 30 times until you get to the last point. So that's a lot of work. That's something you would not like to prefer and rather do the smart work way. So while taking a new document, make sure you have your primary text frame feature on and it will generate the pages for you. And another nice thing is because it is on the parent page or master page, then if I double click here, I have already a text frame here. And if I like bring it to half, and it will automatically make the update on all these pages, and it will also increase the number of pages as well. So kind of adjust the pages the way I control this text frame here. Let's bring it back right like so. And it's not gonna delete the pages, extra pages automatically. It was 30, it is now 40. I have to manually go there and delete them all. That's not a big deal. I can do that. But you can go into preferences and turn the setting on that will delete the empty pages, but it is not on by default and it's not hard to delete them. So I have just selected them and deleted them. Now, whenever you bring a lot of text, I'm going to go from page 1 instead I brought it from the Word. And we also gave a setting to preserve styles. So what happens when you say preserve styles? So let's go to window menu and go to styles, choose paragraph styles, and here it will say that, let's go here. Okay, it always probably say normal here. So is there body copy font, and all I want to do is have nothing selected, choose this, and I'm gonna delete this. And this will replace the font with the basic paragraph. And yes, I would like to do that. And there, the font has changed as per the basic paragraph formatting. So it might have brought through heading 1, heading 2, normal, and bunch of stuff, and have nothing selected, deleted them all. You'll probably have back to what you had before. Now, there's a long explanation of what primary text frame is. Basically, you need a new file document. Gotta tick that little box. Now, we know that how it works. We can use it. Now, we can start laying out this long document and look at some other things that you could do with how to create this one. Now, we're gonna look at how to bring paragraph styles through the document that we have previously made, or somebody else might have made them, or we have made them. Maybe we just want to pull them through to use in our new bit of text. So we can transform this through this one. We got our styles and our headings and all done. Also, we will look how to apply this using shortcuts to speed up and to add paragraph styles to all these different headings here. We can also add some lines and coloring with respect to this layout. And we're going to also look at how to add automatic page number again. All of that plus so let's take a look. There are two ways to bring in paragraph styles that exist already. You might have made them in the document, or you might be pulling them from somebody else's document. The easiest way or the most obvious way for us at the moment is you can access them from CC libraries if you're using a Creative Cloud account. For this, you need to have this account and you need to have an active internet connection. So you can put in the styles here and you can open up the styles from here, right, like so. And or you can go to the Windows menu and go to the styles and paragraph styles. And so all I need to do this is go here and here I have load paragraph style option. I can choose from the document here, go back up here, back, and here long business document. I'll just have this introduction here, exercise files. Okay, long document, this one, and finished. Okay, so this one, this guy. I'm gonna import, open, and it is going to ask me if I want to import basic paragraph or normal or TOC title and so options. I can check all or uncheck all. I have two options here, or I could just basically do that manually by clicking on that as well. I'm going to go ahead and give OK. And there I have my GAH body copy, subheading, TOC title, and TOC body text. Let's say you have an earlier version that doesn't have libraries, then you can use this and you can import paragraph styles by this method. The cool thing about this is you don't need to export the styles from your previous InDesign file like you do in some Microsoft products. What we can do is you can just click on that file and it will automatically import the styles just like this. Also, I need to import a color as well, so I'm going to go to my swatches and I'm going to go here, load swatches, the same page. You'll go in open, and there I have my color, GAH, dark green, dark matte, and all these GAH versions I'm going to need for this formatting this text here. So let's begin with this, the body copy. I'm just going to select this. And I'm going to click here, double click here, and give Control A, and then I'm going to click on the body copy here. And that's going to give the font, and the font is missing, Roboto OTF regular. I'll just give it Roboto regular. Just choose this one. It's just in different form here. It's that thing. I'll go ahead and give it an edit here, maybe. Right click here, and edit character formats, and from here Roboto regular. Okay, that's that. And here I have a subheading. Please select this, click, and I have the subheading right like so. So I can go in there and select my subheading and give subheading formatting one by one. Or there is another way to do that. What I can do is you can see that this font, all these headings that I have here are in bold. So I can just go ahead in the edit menu and find, rechange. This, go to text and find what I'm going to choose bold here. So I'm going to go here, basic character formats, choose bold here. You can choose bold and it will automatically look for the bold font and change it to a format paragraph style that I have here is the subheading. Okay, so change all, and 15 replacements made, and that saved my time of going through all the paragraphs and giving them formatting of this so and so, right like so. So that kind of saved up my time, and and did the job quite smartly. Of course, it did not leave anything here. Alright, so this is the last paragraph, and it kind of came out right. Okay, so one more thing I'm gonna need. The page number. I'm gonna go back to my parent page, double click here, and there we are. Click here. So I'm gonna use my line tool and click and drag. And the color I'm going to choose here is going to be, let's say, swatches. Where are the swatches? Okay. Window menu and color swatches. I'm going to give this mid green here. Okay. Okay, Shift X. I'm going to choose this to none. Give a slash shortcut. And there I have my line, right like so. And let's take a look how it looks here. Looks, let's see, press W. Same, okay. It's kind of the same color, but it needs to thin down. The stroke needs to be thinned down a little more. I'm gonna select this stroke. Select this here, stroke. Okay. 0. Maybe 0.5. 0.5. Go back here. How about 0.75? No, I think 0.75 is the one. Select again. 0.75. Go back and check. Yeah, that seems right. About right. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to my parent page. Select this. Press W to see this preview. Alt click, and this will give me a copy, and it will be placed in the middle of all the pages now. Let's go ahead and check here. How does the preview look? And it's kind of turned out much better preview. Okay. So let's do the numbering now. I'll go back to my parent page again and press W. We need this like so, and give type page, PAGE page, and go in the type, insert special character, symbols, markers, current page number. You can use the shortcut Control Alt Shift N, and there it is going to appear as. I'm going to go ahead. Maybe I just want to do the middle center align here. Okay, I'm going to double click here. It's going to do that. And that's a central line here. And I maybe want to do change color here. Here, red. Not the background. I'm gonna need the font here. So red. Okay. And maybe I want to change the font to Roboto bold. And kind of got out. Okay. Page A. Okay, I'm going to double click here. It is going to set right like so. And I might want to decrease this one as well. Oh, it is using the space, no problem. So I'm going to just center align, and the font size is, go to text here, is 12 point. Okay, and we don't need much font for the page number at all. So let's just take here and center. Okay, so that's right at the center. Oh, these two aligned. Classic. Okay, these two are aligned. Now just check if it is aligned with the top margin here. There, it is now properly aligned, and we can go and check our pages, and we have our page numbering automatically appearing on our page. Now let's add some pages before this one, and that doesn't have this page number. That's it's gonna be a cover page, and so I'm gonna add 4 pages before this, like we had here. Long document. Modify links. Let's get this. Okay, so like we had here, say, so I'm gonna have 4 pages added before this content here, and as you can see that this page has no page numbering or some sort of text flowing up, which means these 4 pages are not connected to the master at all. And you can figure out from looking at here, master A applied, you have these A symbol on the pages where you have these applied, and here you have none applied. So that way I would want to have a document with none applied. I'm going to just close this one here. Okay. It's fairly easy to do. You can click and drag here, and you can add a page. Click and drag, and there you can right, like so. You can add 4 pages, but an easier way to do this is insert pages. I would like to add 4 pages, and pages before page 1 and based on none, and that would be giving me same thing, 4 pages but with the margin as well. Alright, so starting from the first page, we are going to create this page like this, green at heart, and for that we first need to create a gradient here. So to create that, we need an empty box. I'm going to use this rectangle tool. Hold M for the shortcut, click and drag, and click it throughout the bleed. There I have. Select the stroke. I'm going to change it to none. And let's say fill, I'm going to give just random yellow here. And I'm going to go to the window menu. Go to color, gradient, and make sure this box is selected. Click, and there you can find your gradient. You can also change the angle if you want to experiment with some other kind of lighting here. So that's that, and also you can redo it by giving 0 here or maybe 90 here. Depends on what you're looking for. Also, you have an option for radial as well. Immediately it will come, and you can reverse these colors as well. Anyway, so I can just click here and choose any color, maybe this one. It will change the color right like so. If you're not comfortable with CMYK slider, you can go here and maybe choose RGB, and you can work right like so. But we have the swatches panel here also, so I can just click and drag from swatches. I'm going to use the colors that were for the company, made for the company, green at heart. So I'm going to click and drag here. Here you can just select here and click and drag, and this will replace this. Click and drag. Just click. Let's remove this, and I might just wanna click and drag and replace this. So you have this beautiful gradient that we were looking for, exact one, and it has the direction from top to bottom, from light to here. So it is a 90-degree gradient, and I'm going to reverse that. So we have our beautiful gradient that we were looking for, and I'm going to have a text box here, green at heart, green at heart, and I'm going to type annual report, 2022. Okay, I'm gonna select these fonts and move to Roboto Slab. Roboto Slab bold. This one's gonna be a little bit bigger. I'm gonna hold shift and bring that up, crank that up. And this one will have Roboto regular and a bigger font as well. I'll just bring this one up as well. Just click there, maybe 25 would do that, right? Okay, that seems all right. Double click here and that will set. I did not set it right. Okay. Okay, that seems about right. And I'll just place it here. Okay, that fits perfectly fine. And yeah, it's a white color. Choose the color white, text color, white color, hue, white, and there you have white color. Maybe I just want to increase the font size, I guess. You can hold Control Shift and that will increase this, right, like so, along with the font as well. Press W to look at this preview. Maybe I want to give this central line to the page. Okay, and we need a place a logo here, so I'm going to go File, Place, and we had our logo here. Logo. Okay, I don't want import options. Open right like so. And oh no, not here. I just want to be placed somewhere else. So I selected this and it kind of replaced it there. But that's not what we're looking for. So logo, open. Yeah. Now that I have in a place gone. All right. So it kind of placed it way too big. Where's my logo? Is it within the? Okay. I need to have a proper image placeholder, and then I'm going to place it there. Okay, right. Place and logo, open here, and there I have it. Right. Kind of it is rasterized. It is losing a lot of quality here. I'm going to just check with the display performance, high quality. Okay, that seems about right. That's better. Control Shift. Maybe I want to bring this one down, and this one down, and Alt and this one down. Okay, now I'm going to need an image that is going to be here. So File, Place, and that image is going to be the tabletop, I guess. Open. Not here. It's going to be here, right, like so. Page number 1 here. Zoom out and place. Control Shift and increase. Control Shift and increase. Let's set the height first, and the width can be later cropped it out. Alright, so click here, click and drag, and that will crop out the width, right, like so. Alright, and this needs to be back. We need the logo to be appearing here, so right click here, arrange, send backward, and we have our logo here. Maybe I'll just increase the Control Shift, logo size, right, like so. Got the content grabber. Okay, so that's that. Here. Press W, take a look. Pretty good. Now let's move on to the next page. Now we're going to look at layers here, and where we will split our contents. We have got the text at the top, and we got our images underneath, and we can lock one of those layers so that when we try and drag on it, we don't move it around and it doesn't get in our way. But we are working with layers in InDesign. 99% of my jobs I do not use my layers. It can be useful if there's things that you need to separate out and lock. Most of the times, they are not that complicated documents, and often just ignore the layers panel. But in this case, we have to use the layers panel. In this case, here is the background, the color, and the image as well. Where I don't need to move it, it doesn't get in the way. Also, you might have a watermark in the background. It might be a map you are drawing over and you just don't want to move it. So you can put it on its own layer and lock it. And let's go and do that now. First thing we need to do is define the layers. And here we have the layers, but in case you don't find it, you can just go to Windows menu and get your layers panel right here, and you can use the shortcut F7. So by default, I have got layer 1 here with all these contents within. I'm just going to call this main copy. Double click on here and type main copy. And we'll leave the color just fine. We'll leave actually all the defaults and click OK. So we have nothing except renamed our layer. So let's make a new layer. This little layer turned up, layer 2, and I'm going to rename this and call this background. So what I'd like to do in the background is move this gradient here. What's the gradient? Okay, this is the gradient. I'm just going to click and drag, and you don't see that. But here, we move the gradient. And as you can see, it is overlapping the main copy. So it came overlapping everything else as well. I'm going to take this layer and move it below the main copy. Okay, now it is fine. Now I'm going to open this up, and also I'm going to need this image to be in the background as well. So let's click and drag and move it within the background. Alright. And in case you're not able to figure it out which one is background or not, you can just click in this visibility icon and check if that layer is image or icon or whatever you're trying to find. So within the background, I have my text and the image and the gradient. Here I have my text and the logo. So now here I have a little space here. Click on here, and now my layer is locked, background layer, and I cannot make any changes on the background or the image as well. Of course, I can go to view menu and bump up the setting of this, but I cannot do any changes, move it or anything else here. I have to go in here within layers and unlock it, and then I can be able to do this. I'll just lock that again because I don't want it to be moved at all. You can lock this on its own layer, but a lot of people don't use layers in InDesign. But there are going to be times where you're going to need it. I'll show you one of the times where it uses like this one quite a bit. So moving on, we'll work with our other pages now. So now we're gonna add the watermark here, and maybe I'll just take a copy of this. I'll drag and I'll just scale it up, holding Alt, Control Shift, and maybe this much. Let's go back here, arrange, send to back, send backward. One more step. Arrange. Okay, but this needs to go in the layer here. Okay, this would be better. Here it is. I'll get the bit logo here. Just bring it down. Unlock here and bring it down. Alright, so now I'm gonna bring down the opacity like yeah, that much is fine, I guess. So that's our watermark here. Okay, so if you want something like this on your every page, then you can go to this page. Make sure you go to pattern page and you can paste your watermark right there. So moving on to the next page, we have to make an image here. Get one image, file, place. Just take anyway. Okay, I can crop that later. File, place. Go to the image. Which one was that? This was the image. Open. So did it come through? Place. This image. Open. Okay, the layer is locked. I'm on the wrong layer. Okay, I need to be on this layer. Okay. Click and drag, and there I will be able to. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to move this. Click and drag and fit this here, and also fit this here. Okay, so that was the effect I was looking for. Then you can have a little bit of a rectangle and fill it with color we had in our swatches. So I lost swatches once again. Go back to Windows menu, color, swatches, and I'm going to use my GH red. I'm going to use a stroke for none, and I will just place it right like so. Alright, so now if I bring down the opacity, it kind of looks like this, but that's not the effect that I'm looking for. So I'm going to choose a different option here. Go to FX, transparency. Here we have a bunch of options with respect to blending. So that's the exact same opacity that we had worked with earlier. As you can see, it updates along with this as well. Here we have some interesting options called blend modes. This one is multiply. These are a different kind of options that will help me merge this with my background. So you can try every blending mode, and if anyone's interesting, you can pick it out. So in my case, the color burn works perfectly fine. That's a little too strong, so I'll just bring down the opacity right like so. And I'm going to go ahead and give OK. Alright. That seems about right. Okay, so there are a couple of different options you can give with this box here. I'm just going to take a copy here and give this a full opacity, like so. Okay, and the original one we gave here is a rounded corner in this side, like one here, like this. But there are a couple of different options you can try if you want to. So you have this rectangle here, and if you click here, so we get these diamonds all across around these box here. We can click and drag, and there we have our rounded corners. If you alt click, it will give a different view. You can also adjust these and modify them as well. Alt click again, different view, alt click, and you will be back at where you were. And now while dragging, if I hold shift, it will give me only one corner. So we're going to apply this one here. Just going to go ahead and delete this, and I'm going to extend this a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to go click here, go to this corner, hold shift, and there I have my corner. So now we have a little bit of factoid placed within this here. I'm going to take my type tool, take a little bit of a box here, file, place, and this is factoid 1, open, and there I have my factoid. Displaying it here, and go to type, and I want this to be Roboto slab light, and I want the font color to be white, and paper would do that. Let's bring it right here. The font should be a little bigger, I guess. 20 would do that. Right, like so, and place it right here. Okay, and look here. Also, I'd like to use a drop cap to have some attention here, like I did here. So I'm just gonna click, and when you have the cursor blinking, you can go to paragraph formatting controls, and here you have your drop cap number of lines. So in case if I give 1 here, 1 would not do anything. 2 means the drop cap will fill in 2 lines. 3 will fill in the 3 lines. So it is already filling 1 line, so 1 would not show me anything here. Okay. Also, if I want to add more characters here, I can just use this one and give increase in that number, and that will add more characters. So let's say if I have a numbering here, 1, it has something like 1, and I want to make this a drop cap, so I probably should do that, add that character to bring in a little bit of attention. And yeah, so I probably want to make this a little bit of bold. Regular would do, but to bring in a little bit of attention here. Right here it's 3 lines, so let's just give it 3 lines here. Not a big deal. Go back to paragraph and double click, get your cursor here, and 3 lines. So we have our 3 line going on here. So moving on, we will move to our next page here. We will keep an object here like this one, and also apply this spacing and this one as well. Right. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So first things first, I need a square that is something right like so. Something like this would do. We'll change the stroke to none, and the swatches would show me the color. Here are the swatches. Okay, so this one is a red color, not the stroke. I mean, I want the fill. Shift X will just Shift X, and that will transfer stroke to fill. Okay, so right now I want to move around this shape. So I'm going to go to the window menu and activate the text to wrap option. I'll just put it right like so, and I'm going to choose this one, wrap around the object shape, and immediately you see that working. I'll just add a little bit of spacing from this side, and that works enough. I guess a little bit more. Okay, that seems about right, and I'm going to place it here right like so. Now I'm going to import an image. Go to File, Place, and need this image. click and drag. Alright, so I'm gonna just flip this up using this option. Click flip horizontal and just bring it here. And I'm gonna apply the same text wrap on this one as well. Here, text wrap. Choose this option, and you can see text wrap kind of works, but I want to flow through this shape. This works only if you have this white and some, or if only is black background. It will detect the color difference and will do the detect edges. It's working, but I need to have this image backwards. Just arrange this and send it to back. Use a shortcut, Control Shift, square bracket, and there we have it. So that's there, and but we want a little spacing here as well. So I'm going to go back to my wrap option and give a little bit of spacing, increase. Yeah, that kind of works. Okay, so now I want to have a text here like we have here. So I'm going to import a text, go to File, Place, and it's a factoid 2, open, skip it, says missing fonts. Okay, I'll just bring that here. What does it say? Came up flipped. Okay. That seems about right. Okay. And yeah, it is kind of overlapping that. Okay. Text warp. Okay, so here, just bring it down like so. And change the font to Roboto Slab. Slab Light. And if you notice, it doesn't allow me to be overlapping this thing. So I'm going to do is right click here and text frame options. That is here. You can use shortcut Control B, and you can just go ahead and ignore text wrap. And now, alright, I need to bring this forward. So Control Shift, close bracket, using shortcut to bring it to front. And I will set this right like so. Also, I'm going to increase the font a little bit, and that is going to be 20. Okay. It seems fine, I guess. And maybe am I missing out something? Let's check it out. If you're missing something, let's just bring this down to maybe about 18. Okay, that would do. And I'm gonna change this fill color to, click here, text, go to hue to white, pure white. Okay, well, I forgot to select this. Okay, select here, hue, white. Okay, so, and yeah, of course a drop cap here. So 3-line drop cap. Bring your cursor here, go to paragraph controls. We have our 3 space. Okay, and that seems about right, I guess. Maybe I'll just bring it a little bit here. I could just increase the font size now. Maybe I'll just bring it to 20. Works. And remove the hyphenate option. I don't like the hyphenate for my content here. And okay, that seems about right. And that's center. Maybe I'll just bring this out a little bit. Okay, that sort of works fine. Where did the image go, I guess? Image I kept here. It's page 2. Select this, Control X, oh, these are two shapes, delete that. Okay, Control Z group, I'll just group these two together, bring it up here. And that image got misplaced. I'll just bring that image again here, place, Control D, and this image, this one, click and drag, flip it and place it here. Use the text frame options, text warp, wrap around object, T-type edges. Also send this behind arrange, send back there. Also just give a little bit of spacing here. Yeah, that seems about right. Again, so I'll just go down here. Next we have on page 8, let's check out what do we have on next page. Is this one, shovel. Just bring it here, place, open, click and drag. And we have our shovel here. We have text wrap. In case you don't want to go ahead and do this all the time, you can just apply the image or formatting. You can use it object styles, and you can work it that way as well. If there are too many objects, that's something I would recommend you to do. That's okay. Maybe I'll just rotate this. Yeah, that seems pretty cool. On the text, I want the object to be moved a bit. Yeah, that seems pretty awesome. Alright, so we have used and placed this much, and we'll be further moving on. Right, so now we're going to create something like this that is on the page number 6 here. Let's move on to page number 6. Here we have this BCD 1, 2, 3. Will be probably after this page. Okay. So from here we have a page here. So it's one page here and one page here. And the whole spread, but I'll just delete an extra page here. Delete page. Okay. So now here we have a few shapes. So I'm going to first take the green background that we have. Press W for the background. You can drag. Make sure it covers the bleed area as well. And extend like so. None. Make it Shift X, and it will shift the stroke to fill. And we have few shapes like these. So regular rectangle. Click and drag here, and fill would be, of course I'm working with that stroke as again. So Shift X, it will be shifted. And what else do we have? A star. So you can get a star from here. Let's first do an ellipse here. We have a perfect circle here, and the image is placed. We'll place the image later on. Hold Shift and you get the perfect circle. And you can place it right like so, and choose any random color, and no stroke. Here we have a polygon tool. If you double click on this, normally it will give me Now this here, this will give me, click here, it will give me this kind of a shape. So click and drag, it's going to give me this polygon. Again, I'm going to choose some random color because I'm going to put an image later here. So I'm going to choose no stroke for this. And I have a triangle, star, and this sticker. All can be done through this polygon tool. So star would be 5-sided, 50% indent, and not that. I want a new one. And scale normal color would be blue, I guess, and the stroke as none. Okay. So that's our star, and click here, lower sides, maybe 3200. How much do you have? And so let's give this. Okay. Now I can just do double click here, and that will increase the number of sides. And this star inset give down. Yeah, that kind of looks cool, like a sticker. Or maybe I just want to increase the size, 50. Yeah, cool. So that's that. What color do we have with the red one? Red. Not stroke again. I guess Shift X. Okay. Here, stroke would be yellow. Okay, this one here. Okay, so now I'm gonna import images, place, and make sure you have nothing selected. In case you have nothing selected, you do that. You do place, and here's an image. Open. You can drag. Make sure it's overlapping the shapes, so that now I'm gonna go to edit, cut, select the shape, edit menu, paste into, and there we have our image. You can use the content grabber tool to arrange this guy. Also, we need to do a text to wrap. Click here, text wrap, shape, and give a little of spacing here. Okay. Do the same thing with this pentagon. Place. If you select this pentagon and place, give direct here, and say you choose this image. Are you okay? It will be immediately placed within that rectangle. The pentagon. So you have to give your scale proportionally, maybe out of it, and then it will be right there. One more thing we forgot is this stroke thing. Let's give a stroke, increase the stroke size, and go to stroke options. We have the stroke 10, and within here we have a start, that is this arrow, and at the end we have this bar. So we can scale that up and change the size right like so. We don't like the arrow. There are a couple of different types of arrows here. Maybe this one, triangle. So that page is complete. Now moving on to the next page. Now let's add bullets or numbering depending on what's your preference. Let's just take these points, and it's very easy. Just go here and numbering or bullets depending on what's your preference. You can just give just one single click, and there you have your bullets numbering. Now we're going to create a table of contents here, and let's go here. Here, I'm just going to choose this one to be my table of contents. So let's just go layout, table of content. So this is going to be my table of content. Just go ahead and add here subheading. I want the style of this to be TOC title, and the entry style to be TOC body text. And between entry and number, I want the style to be, I'll check this later on, and just go ahead and give OK. Click here and drag, and there we have our table of contents. Here I'm gonna just update the tile, this style here. The content seems fine. I need a little update here. Let's go here. Window, paragraph styles, and body text edit. I'm gonna use this basic character roboto light. Roboto. Regular light. Roboto regular, and give OK. And there I have my table of contents. Now the one final thing we need to do is update the page number. The one here should start with page number 1, and just keep here numbering section, automatic page number. Okay, so one here should start with page number 1, and I want to just name these other pages A, B, C, D. This one should be on, I'll just cut here, and this one should be on this page. Okay, right click, paste in place. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, right click, numbering and page sections. I'll just give this style to be A, B, C, D, or you can use these as well. I'll just go ahead and give A, B, C, D. Now I'm going to go here, page number 5, right click, and numbering and section options. I want this to start at page number 1. Style to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there I have updated the page. Also we need to update the table of contents as well, so I'm going to bring it my cursor here, go to layout, update table of contents, and there I have my updating table of contents as well. Now one final thing is we need to export this. I'm going to save this document, Control S, and export. Finally, we need, we'll keep it interactive, save, yes, replace it. I'm going to go ahead and give export, keep these settings as it is, and there we have our long document finalized and exported.